We are standing by and running late. The start of Montreat and St. Andrews coming up on the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei, Gary Justice alongside me. As you can see, the mound is empty. Still waiting to get started. We're on the right side of your screen at Hunter Wright Stadium. We're going to keep the camera up so you can see what's going on as they warm up and get ready to go, but obviously quite a ways from starting here. We'll keep you up to date. You can follow us on extra updates at SESN Sports. On the left side of your screen, and I'm going to pull in the broadcast audio of Deshaun Bullock and Jeff Campbell in a moment, is the softball tournament where it's 4-0. Bryan Lions at the top of the fourth at Brickyard Park on the other side of town in AAC action. I'll send you now to our two play-by-play announcers there and return here when we're closer to start in AAC baseball action on the Southeast Sports Network.
Go home. Finally gets a late start, still makes it safely. First run of the game for Columbia.
And now that's going to be popped up right in the infield. That will be the put out. Maddie Lee gets that last out of the innings. So Columbia does get one run, now down by 3. You go into the bottom of the fourth. If you're Columbia College, you want to contain Bryan's offense and have another chance to get back. Make it a quick inning.
Yeah, that's ideally that's the play. If Columbia comes out here, can sit Bryan down 1-2-3, then Koalas have a lot more momentum.
And we will find out after Bryan will be at the top of their lineup here with Southeast Sports Network in Kingsport, Tennessee. Bottom of the fourth, Savannah Beard will be leading off. Kinsley Gelling, 23 total pitches. She's pitched 1.5 innings, walked 1 batter. Savannah Beard's 2 for 2 on the day. Single to right field, single through the right side. She would love to go for that third.
Yeah, Savannah Beard, just a fantastic softball player. Lots and lots of speed, and she can cause havoc if you let her or she earns a trip on first base.
That pitch called for a strike. Great pitch on that inside. Now going for this next pitch. Skelling. This Beard pops that right in the center. That will be put out for the first inning. Great concentration in the center field by Hampson.
Yeah, that was a great pitch from Gelling, too, knowing that Beard likes to, slap hit, likes to just put it in play. That pitch was high in the zone, and it's hard to stay on top of that kind of pitch. And she got a little too much underneath it, pops it up, easy out for the center fielder.
Addison Bunty now also 2 for 2 on the day. She gets another go at bat. Had a bunt single, then singled up the middle, which brought home 2 runners. First pitch called a ball.
Yeah, 2 for 2 and 2 RBIs. That's a great game, but there's still a lot of softball left to be played.
And we saw a similar situation like this for Columbia where they were down with this kind of deficit, and it was game 2 of the day. And the energy just shifted after that 4th to 5th inning.
Yeah, Columbia, it seemed like they've hit the ball better this week, the second and third time through the lineups. And
Bunty gets that right past the infield. She will make her way to first. 3 for 3 on a day.
Have yourself a day, Addison Bunty. Smoked that one between first and second out into right field. The right fielder bobbled it. I thought Bunty may try to go ahead and take second. She holds up at first, 4 now.
Callie Green now to bat 0 for 1 on the day. She flew out to left field. Little chip shot on that. That brings it into foul territory. 0-1 count. Now Gelling, next pitch. Bunty will make her way to second. Clean steal.
Yeah, that was just she had a great break on the ball, left as soon as Gelling released it, and picked a great pitch to run on, but man, she was safe by a mile.
And with how that pitch was, it was going to be really tough to try to time that pitch to go. But what a great hit from Callie Green. Bunty's going to make her way home, bring in another run. So Callie Green safe at second. Bunty home, another run scored.
Yeah, just great base running by Addison Bunty. Had the single, stole second, and a nice hit by Green. Just a routine play to left field, and she legs it out for a double, knocking home Bunty from second. Great hitting, great base running by the Bryan College Lions.
Bryan College now 8 hits. And that is going to be popped right to third. Be out number 2 of the inning.
Yeah, hard hit ball on a rope right at the third baseman. Runner can't advance, but that brings up the pitcher, Denver Hogarth. She's 2 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Once again, looking to help her own cause.
That first pitch called a ball, 1-0 count. So now with the runner on second, Gelling takes the pitch. That will be popped up right to short. So that will get Ashlyn Wolf with the last put out of the inning. Bryan did add a run in this inning. They lead 5-1. We'll take a quick break here with Southeast Sports Network to see if Columbia College can get their offense rolling after this break. Madison Cheek will be leading off top of the 5th. Denver Hogarth will return to the circle. 47 total pitches, 4 innings of work. 1 earned run. Bryan leads 5-1.
Yeah, Hogarth back in the circle for Bryan, and like you said, Deshaun, just a great game out there for her so far. She'll have to deal with 7, 8, 9 batters for Columbia: Madison Cheek, Lana Hampson, and Brooke Farrell.
So now we'll see a quick stoppage.
Getting the mouth guard for Hogarth.
And now we open the top of the 5th. Hogarth will look to take this first pitch. Cheek gets contact that will be popped right into the infield. First out of the inning. Great way for Maddie Lee to camp under that.
3 out of the 5 innings as they've began, Hogarth has had 1 pitch outs.
Yeah.
That's keeping her pitch count down and making her defense have to work a whole lot less.
Got some contact on that. 0-1 count. Lana Hampson so far 0 for 1 of the day. Had a 1-3 put out last at bat.
Pretty change up
Wow.
from Hogarth.
And she knew it too.
Yeah, that's one of the ones when you're a pitcher. It's hard not to celebrate that. That is a well-executed changeup from Denver Hogarth.
Got to give yourself some credit sometimes. And she will sit down another batter.
It's a great job in the circle. You get a first batter, a 1-pitch fly out, and then 3 straight pitches to strike out Atlanta Hampson. 4 pitches in the inning for Denver Holgroff. She is rolling in the circle for Bryan.
2 quick outs. Brooke Farrell now up to bat. That pitch a bit low. Ball 1. Brooke Farrell 0 for 1 on the day, flew out to left field at her last go. That pitch a bit on the inside. 2-0 count.
Yeah, missed with the first one a little low. That second one a little inside.
Is now Schaefer all the way to first. 3 up, 3 down. Columbia College unable to get the bats rolling this inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and we'll see if Bryan College can continue what they're doing here on Southeast Sports Network in Kingsport, Tennessee. As now we continue to action, this is game 2 of day 3 of the AAC Softball Championships. This is game 10 overall. Loser of this game will end their season. Winner of this game will play tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And they will play the loser of Tennessee Wesleyan or Brenau.
And if Bryan can hold on to win this, and you know, you just not really trying to forecast a whole lot, but what a matchup it would be to see Bryan and Brenau play again. That was a dandy softball game yesterday, and Bryan comes out today and rolling a 4-1 lead, moving to the bottom of the 5th.
And sometimes when you see those matchups earlier in the conference tournament and somehow you get them again, that is the beauty of the tournaments, especially with how the format is that although you don't want to lose at all in a tournament, when your back is against the wall and you can get it go with the previous opponent, sometimes it does make it even better. Brooklyn Malone smoked that, but that is a great throw out at short from Ashlyn Wolf.
What a play. The ball was deflected off the glove of the third baseman. Wolf, Johnny on the spot, picks it up to retire Brooklyn Malone.
1 out on the board. Maddie Lee now up to the plate. She was walked at her last at bat. Pitch a bit low, 1-0 count. Kinsley Gelling, now 2.5 innings pitched, has walked 1 batter, 37 total pitches.
Ran inside on Lee.
So now 2-0 count, one on the board. Gelling takes this next pitch. Maddie Lee gets that right in the center field. Great concentration in the center from Hampson. 2 away.
Nice inning from Gelling. Not throwing a whole lot of pitches. Gets a couple of easy outs. Her defense playing well behind her.
Seems like we might have a pinch hitter. Actually, we won't. Wasn't sure what the stoppage of play was, but with that, Baumgartner will have her next at bat.
The DP, number 99.
Walked on her first at bat. popped up to short at the next. Now she'll take the pitch, a little bit outside. 1-0 count.
Baumgartner looking to get a 2-out rally going for Bryan in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Wow. Great contact on that. That does go into foul territory.
At a high rate of speed.
Oof. That's a well-timed hit.
Baumgartner, a tough out.
Now Gelling takes this pitch.
Pretty pitch from Gelling.
1-2 count, 2 outs away.
Pulled the chain on a changeup of her own. Had had Baumgartner fooled way out in front of that one.
Now Gelling looking for that next pitch. Check swing by Baumgartner. Able to hold that 2-2 count.
Yeah, Baumgartner wanted that one. A lot of discipline to hold up. It was well out of the zone. Not a whole lot she could have done with it.
That inside pitch brings it to a full count.
Yeah, there was a screwball from Gelling running in on the hands of Baumgartner. Just inside.
And with that, Baumgartner is supposed to be making her way to first unless we miss something up here upstairs. But I think the umpires have understood that was a full count, so she is supposed to be walked to first. Usually we see a situation where it's the other way around. Everybody was all kind of confused in the press box. Like, I'm pretty sure that was ball 4.
Yeah, just like we were going to do it again.
That had me stuck for a second. I thought I missed something.
The third baseman, number 44.
That brings up Savannah Schaefer.
Sometimes the beauty is, as a broadcaster, is just looking at the statistician like, hey, did you see what I saw, or do you have the same thing I have?
What's going on?
And Schaefer gets it right to third as a 5-3 put out. So with that, ends off the inning.
No runs, no
We will go into the next inning. We'll see if Columbia College can get that offense rolling, try to rally as we go into inning number 6. We will take a quick break and talk about Columbia College a little bit more on the offensive side here with Southeast Sports Network. Top of the 6th, Ashton Wolf now will be leading off 0 for 2 on the day. Jeff, if you're Columbia College, the time is now.
Yeah, you got to get some base runners, and the big difference in this game, Bryan they've plated 27 batters. 27 different batters come to hit for the Lions. For Columbia, only 18. So the more hitters that come to the plate, the more chances there are to hit, the more chances there are to score some runs, and that's what Bryan has done and currently hold this 4-run lead here in the top of the 6th inning.
So if that last pitch was called a strike, now the 2-1 count. As now Wolf right up the middle, right past Hogriff. Leadoff single.
That's what you need if you're Columbia. Your leadoff hitter, Ashlyn Wolf, 0 for 2 today. Make that 1 for 3. Leadoff single for Wolf to get us started here in the top half of the 6th.
As now we have a pinch runner on first. Number 22, Haley Liebitz, freshman out of Marion, South Carolina.
Second baseman, number 13, Maggie Hins.
Hins at the plate, singled her last time up in the 4th inning.
Oh, tips off the glove. She's able to recover, get her out at first. Advances Liebitz to second.
Yeah, nice play by Hogriff in the circle. Knocked that one down, didn't field it cleanly. Had to chase it down, picks it up, tosses it to first to retire Hins for the first out.
Baseman, number 12, Aaliyah Crawley.
So now, Aaliyah Crawley 1 for 2 on the day. She popped up to third that last at bat. Last pitch was called a ball.
Yeah, Crawley singled back in the first.
Liebitz gonna make her way to third. She is safe.
Nice delay steal right there. Waited till the catcher started to throw the ball back to Hogriff and just took off like a missile to third, slides in safely. Now another run for Columbia just 60 feet away.
Super sneaky as she was just keeping an eye on Hogriff the entire time as she was stealing.
Yeah, you'll see base runners do that. Pitchers sometimes have a tendency, when they catch the ball, they're thinking about the next pitch, and speedy base runner out there, you gotta be aware.
As now that is going to be popped
Whoa.
right to third.
Wow, what a heady play by the third baseman from Bryan to nearly get the double play. Schaefer caught the line drive, stepped on the bag, nearly doubled up. But
DP, number 19, Allie Boyd.
It's great awareness by Schaefer. I'll give her that. Now Boyd, 1 for 2 on the day. She singled right past third at her last at bat. Hogriff getting very focused in circle.
pretty change up once again from Hogriff. Yeah, she's doing everything she can to keep this runner third from scoring. With a 4-run lead in the top of the 6th.
She'll take this pitch. And she did go 0 for 2. 0-2 count. 2 outs on the board. Liebitz at third.
Another nice pitch from Hogriff. Followed the changeup up with that hard fastball. And then a changeup to get her swinging. What a pitch.
Denver, Hogriff. Second strikeout of the day. She is starting to be fired up in that circle. And so now Columbia College did not get a runner in, left a runner stranded. We will see if Bryan College can continue what they're doing, or can Columbia get one last go here on Southeast Sports Network. Bottom of the sixth action. Savannah Beard will be leading off 2 for 3 on the day.
Number 10, Savannah Beard.
Single to right field, single through the right side, and flew out to center. Something about Savannah Beard today is that she's getting contact on most of those pitches.
She's such a great eye, back control, a very, very well-rounded softball player. And
It's Kinsley Gelling. She has pitched 3.5. Walked 2 batters, 47 total pitches. And now, with the first out of the inning, 1-3 put out.
that's a big out for Gelling and Columbia to retire Beard. That first out in this inning, obviously Brian wants to add a little insurance, but
Right fielder, number 1.
and they've got the right part of their lineup up to do it. But eliminating Beard is a huge step in the right direction.
Addison Bunty, 3 for 3 on the day, 2 RBIs. Looking to try to go for number 4. And number 4 it is. She will make her way to first. 4 for 4 on the day.
Yeah, that's just fantastic day from Bunty. Nice single out into right center field. Didn't try to do too much with it, and with her speed, you don't have to.
So for Addison Bunty, went 1 for 4 yesterday. Now 4 for 4. Definitely just recalibrating, showing that she wanted to be a high contributor today. Callie Green following up with a base hit. Now moves Bunty to second. Now Callie Green with her second hit of the day.
Yeah, it was another nice hit as well. Just hammered in the 5-6 hole out in the left field. And looks like we may have a pitching change for Columbia.
And that will be number 11, Bailey Strickland, who is a senior out of Lower South Carolina. Look at some of her numbers on the season.
New pitcher for Columbia, number 11, Bailey Strickland.
Strickland comes into this one. She'll inherit 2 runners, one on first, one on second.
Bailey Strickland, she's made 5 appearances so far, started 1 game on the season, ERA of 2.25, struck out 5 batters.
You go back to Sean and you look at the offensive output from Brian today. Have 5 runs on the scoreboard, left the bases loaded, left 3 runners stranded back in the 3rd inning, and well-timed hit there. If things would have been different, they would have put a few more up there. But just a great day in the batting box for the Lions of Bryan College.
And you look at what Brian is doing. Brian is doing what most teams have to do in a tournament. You have to really cause trouble for those pitchers, because the more you go deeper into that pitching staff, the more it causes trouble for you to even advance even further, because then those arms are going to get tired. And it's the same thing as when you go further into that national tournament and into the World Series.
Yeah, you've got a huge advantage. The deeper you can go, the more batters you can get to the plate, the more pitches you see. All that is in favor of the offense, and you're seeing that with Brian here early this afternoon.
As that pitch was on the outside, called for a ball. Now, 3-0 count. You got Green on first, Bunty on second, 1 out. Presley 0 for 3 in the day, 1 RBI. Presley now makes her way to first as she was walked. Bases are loaded.
4-pitch walk puts Presley at first, Green on second, Bunty on third. Bases full of lines with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
And we will see a pinch runner for Bryan College. That will be number 2, Jade Richards. senior outfielder from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Pinch running at first base, number 2, Jade Richards. Now batting the pitcher, number 13, Denver Hogriff.
Denver Hogriff coming to the plate for Bryan. 2 singles on the day and an RBI. Popped out to shorter last time up.
First pitch called strike. Hogriff 2 for 3 on the day.
Certainly can help her own cause with a hit right here.
See that infield playing a bit up on this. And with that, you drive a run in.
Just a solid hit from Hogriff. Got one she liked, hit it right past the third baseman out to left field to give her another single and another RBI on the afternoon.
So while striking out 2 batters, she also has
The left fielder, number
3
5,
hits on the day.
Brooklyn Malone.
Yeah, it's just great two-way players, Hogriff. She can pitch, she can hit. Seen her play the field some. A huge asset for Bryan.
Pitch low in the dirt for a ball. Brooklyn Malone, 1 for 3 on the day. She had that double on the left field line earlier. And now she's trying to throw out at home. She will be called out.
Runner out at home. Great play by the first baseman, Crawley. Could have stepped on the bag, but she was sacrificed to run. Throws it home to get the force out.
The shortstop, number 8.
The base is still loaded, but now 2 outs.
So 2 outs on the board. Maddie Lee up to bat, 0 for 2 on the day. Still got bases loaded. 6-1 is your score. Bryan is.
Walk-off home run. Getting underway. This is it. They have to score here. Here's a shot to the right side.
In Kingsport, Tennessee, it's Appalachian Athletic Conference Championship Baseball. Welcome inside of Hunter Wright Stadium. It's the Montreat Cavaliers and the St. Andrews Knights. I'm Gabriel Schreich, Gary Justice alongside me, and glad you're joining us for the ride today. Beautiful sunshiny day after some rain during our second game.
Yeah, rain, go away. We got some baseball to play, and definitely the weatherman has cooperated with us in 2 good games so far today. Looking forward to game number 3.
Very excited about Game 3. Very glad to have you along for the ride and hope you're having as much fun as we are. NAIA's Right Way to Play campaign. Visit NAIA.org to learn more. This one should be a barn burner, Gary. Quick thoughts on what to expect out of these 2 sides in the lineups today.
Yeah, anytime you get in a situation where you're playing an elimination game, it's all hands on deck. You play as aggressive as possible. St. Andrews lost a contest yesterday, a 3-2 decision. Of course, they're playing for their program, their school, which will be shutting down next week, so they're playing with a little different pride. And, of course, you have the Montreat Cavaliers who know how to swing the bat, so it should be a good matchup between the St. Andrews Knights and the Montreat Cavaliers.
Love the look of these guys. They are having fun with the camera down there. And on the other side, the dugout. These 2 programs about ready to go. We're about ready to go. College baseball will start shortly on the Southeast Sports Network.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world. covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Welcome to Kingsport, Tennessee. Looking live inside of the Hunter Wright Stadium. Southeast Sports Network, Gary Justice, Gabriel Shaw bringing you today's action. Elimination game number 2 of the day. St. Andrews Knights and the Montreat Cavaliers. The Cavs will be the away team. Defensively for the Knights, Wilson in left, Santucci in center. Oheha in right. Osborne at third, Morello is a short. Hamby's the second baseman, Beber is the first baseman, Benjamin behind the dish, Noah Sorrells on the bump. Zed Marquis will lead things off for the Montreat Cavaliers. Sorrells will rock and fire. Off-speed pitch, got the outside corner, strike one. Had a slight weather delay in game 2 of the day. Fastball just off the plate. Had a lightning delay. Had a little bit of rain. That was a 35-minute delay. 1-1. Swung on. Fouled off. Quickly, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zeb Marquis. Javier Morales. Hot out. And Justin Austin here in the top half of the first. Swung on, hit to the third baseman. Nice play Osborne across the diamond. Nice scoop at first base. But Bibber, that retired Marquis 5-3. Hot shot to the hot corner. Osborne lays out, picks it up. Strong throw across the diamond. Hyder Morelos will hit. Playing shortstop today. He was a third baseman yesterday for the Cavs. Switch hitting player. Off-speed pitch be Hyder Morelos, then Justin Austin, and Blake Watts. Appreciate you guys spending your Wednesday afternoon with us on the Southeast Sports Network. Fastball inside corner. Sorrells does a good job on the bump. He'll pound the zone. 3-pitch pitcher. Swung on at baseball hit towards right field, and that will be over the right fielder's head. No, a diving catch. Oh, hey-ha.
The right fielder, Justin Austin.
Able to make the play in right field, bringing Justin Austin, the right fielder. Sorrells quickly back on the bump. Inside corner. 3-pitch pitcher. He'll use his breaking ball as his out pitch. Swung on at baseball hit towards left center field gap, and nice job by Caden Santucci to make the play. You know, retire the Cavs in their half of the first. If you go to the bottom half, it's Morelos, Santucci, Wilson. Watch college baseball, Southeast Sports Network.
Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. Appalachian Athletic Conference Baseball Tournament 2025 edition. Gary Justice, Gabriel Schreiber bringing you today's action. Ryan Hendrickson will get the call today for the Cavs. Setting them defensively in left field will be Watts. Marquis is in center. Austin's in right. Moore's at third. Morelos is at shortstop. Wagner's at second. Buellport's at first. Davis behind the dish. Cesar Murillo, shortstop, will lead things off. First pitch swung on. Baseball hit toward the right center field gap. First pitch swinging. the first hit of the day for the St. Andrews Knights, as Murillo will lead things off right field. Bring up Caden Santucci, the center fielder. Murillo at first base is always a threat to run. Murillo leads the AAC with over 50 stolen bases this year, only thrown out twice. First pitch, was he able to hold the swing? No, he wasn't. No balls and a strike. Santucci, then Aiden Wilson. Henderson comes from the left side, makes it a little harder on Murillo. They'll check on him at first. Oh, 1. Fastball, high and in. Murillo, first pitch swinging. That thing started for St. Andrews Knights. One. Murillo on the move. The pitch. The throw, not in time. Murillo will be safe at second base. Pitch a ball, runs the count to 2 balls and a strike. Andy Fox leads the program for St. Andrews. Jason Beck leads the program for the Montreat Cavaliers. Both coaches in their 9th season leading their respective programs. 2-1. Swung on, hit to the shortstop, Hillfield. Throw across the diamond in time. That retires Santucci 6-3. Nice job of Murillo's to get the baseball, look Murillo back to second base, then get the out of first base. Bring up Aiden Wilson, the left fielder. Swung on, fouled off. Previous game this morning, and actually it was a noon start. Reinhardt defeated U-Pike 4-1. This morning, 9 o'clock ball game, the first elimination game of the AAC tournament. The Columbia International Rams advance. They defeated and eliminated the Bluefield Rams. And that'll be CIU will take on U-Pike in the morning at 9 o'clock. 0-1. Swung on, missed. Run the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shorten the swing, see if we can hit this baseball to right field. Change up, just miss. Henderson. The term is called soft tossing lefties. And he won't light up the radar gun, however. He'll keep you off balance. He gets hitters out. Number 12 on the bump. Swung on, fouled off. He'll get a lot of those swings there. He gets hitters off balance, come on that front foot, and then just rolling that wrist over. Pop-ups out of the play. One, 2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Josh Zambito, the DH for the Knights, waits patiently on deck for his opportunity to hit. Of course, Murillo is always a threat to run at second base. Wagner trying to keep him close. Swung on a miss. Hendrickson got to punch out. So after the leadoff single to Cesar Murillo, then Santucci bounced out 6-3. Aiden Wilson struck out. Now the DH Josh Zambito will hit. If he's able to reach it, Garrett Hamby will hit here in the bottom half of the first. Morello's on the move, swung on, popped up. Marquis will come in, call for it, set his feet, squeezes it for the third out of the inning. Now retire the Knights in the bottom half. The first go top half of the second be 4-5-6. Blake Watts, Manny Moore, Rich Montos, College Baseball, Southeast Sports Network.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee, AAC postseason baseball. Gary Justice, Gabriel Schreier, Southeast Sports Network bringing you the action. Noah Sorrells will toe the rubber for the second time today in his inning of work so far. 2 fly-outs, a ground out through 10 pitches, 7 were strikes. Blake Watts, Manny Moore, Richard Montos do appear in the top half of the second for the Montreat Cavaliers. Appreciate you guys tuning in to the Southeast Sports Network, spending your Wednesday afternoon with us. First, rocks, fires. Sorrell's delivery will miss high and outside. One 0. Just missed. 2 balls, no strikes. Umpire crew has been solid all week long. A lot of familiar faces from last year here. Swung on, hit to the second baseman, Hamby Hillfield, set his feet. Strong throw over to Bibber. In time to retire Blake Watts 4-3. Bring up Manny Moore, third baseman. This will be his first crack at Noah Sorrells today. Fastball in. If you're a softball fan, the AAC softball tournament available on the Southeast Sports Network. Breaking ball, caught the outside corner. Even kind of the ball on the strike, Sorrells has confidence through all 3 pitches at any time in the count. Done a good job of pounding the zone today early. Swung on, fouled off. That was a baseball slicing foul. Runs count to a ball and 2 strikes. Moore. Well, now he'll change his approach ever so slightly. He'll choke up on the bat a little bit. He'll expand the zone. Try to fight as many pitches off as he can. Off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nice job of Benjamin behind the dish. Giving his pitcher, he shifted to the other batter's box, trying to work the black of the plate. Swung on it, baseball hit down the left field line. That will be a fair ball off the Domtar packing sign. And Moore will sashay into second base with a one-out double. Nice job keeping his weight back, kept his hands through the baseball, and drove it to left field. I'll bring up Richard Montos. Montos, a tall cup of water. He had an opportunity, had a pinch hit appearance last night. 3 home runs on the season. Beat Montos and then Buellport. Outside corner, strike one. Sorrell's doing a nice job of working the black part of the plate. So you'll see the plate being white, but it's also outlined in a black matting. It all counts as strikes, and Sorrell's doing a good job working the black versus the white. 0-1. A little too far to the plate. And they kind of ball on a strike. Moore get his lead from second base. Swung on and missed. Big swing. Sorrell's really changing speeds early in the ball game. Ball and 2 strikes on the DH for Montreat. Off the plate. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two. Swung on, hit to Murillo at shortstop. He'll field, set his feet, throw across the diamond in time. Retires Montos 6-3.
The first baseman, Jason Brulport.
Jason Brulport be the hitter, the first baseman. He'll hit with 2 outs. Runner on third base. Watts bounced out 4-3. Moore doubled down the left field line. Montos just bounced out 6-3. First pitch swung on, fouled off. Brulport hitting now. And Wagner will hit after him. Just missed. Evens the count of ball and a strike. Sorrells will work out of the windup. 1-1. Off speed, 2 balls and a strike. That hit by Manny Moore was the first base run of the afternoon so far for the Cavs. 2-1. Swung on, hit down the right field line, hooking foul. Still a lot of left-handers do. They'll drop that bad head and are able to pull that baseball. It's hard to keep that thing fair, though, when you drop the hands, the bad head. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild in the top half of the second. Sorrells will rock and fire. High and in. That fills up the count. Sorrells has got 2 fly balls and 3 ground outs so far. Looking for the 6th out so his team can hit. 3-2. Ball 4. That'll be the first free pass issued by the right-hander. Bring up Daniel Wagner, the second baseman.
Second baseman, Danny Wagner.
Be Wagner, then Dean Davis will hit if he's able to get on. Caught the outside corner. Brulport taking a short lead at first base. 0-1. Caught the outer part of the plate. He was runs the count to no balls and 2 strikes. Wagner didn't even get out of the batter's box. Stayed right there. He's locked in, ready to go. Choke up on the bat ever so slightly. Tried to put the baseball in play. 0-2. Delayed steal. This will be a first and third. Moore will score, and they'll tag Brewport out, so it worked effectively. So the Cavs will lead this one 1-0. Wagner will lead off the next inning. They'll retire the Cavs in their half of the second. So we go to the bottom half of the second. It'll be Hamby, Beber, and Osborne. College baseball, Southeast Sports Network.
Want to watch your favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere. Catch the most thrilling moments from your favorite local teams, only on the Southeast Sports Network. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-winning goals, we bring you all the highlights that make the Southeast the heart of sports. Don't miss out. Tune in anytime, anywhere, and relive the action like never before. The action lives on our YouTube channel, but you can watch highlights many different ways by visiting our website. The Southeast Sports Network, where every play matters.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. Gabriel Schry, Gary Justice. Bottom side of the second inning. Ding. Strike one.
Hendrickson's that type of pitcher. He'll throw your rhythm off a lot. He's very crafty, a veteran out there. He knows how to get people out.
I have a story to cool us off today. It's a hot day. I have a snow story.
Snow story. There you go.
I told you I have a snow story, remember?
I've been listening to all about this snow story. I've been anticipating it.
It's a good one. You want it right now? You look like you want it right now.
I do, yes.
I might make everybody wait. I might just start plugging the snow story and make everyone wait a long time. I need a fact check. This one right to the pitcher, off the mound, a race down to the bag at one, and coach is in the way in time as he'll be punched down and sent back to the dugout.
That's a nice job of Hendrickson. No check on him. That's off the shin. He's able to keep his composure. He gave him a thumbs up. He's like, tells his catcher, Davis, stay behind the plate. I'm good. Got the out of first base.
So I told a couple stories during earlier broadcasts today. I know some of you were with us all day, and we really appreciate that. NAI Ball, thanks for being with us. Uncommitted Recruits of America, thanks for hanging out with us last night and today. We appreciate that. Big shout out to you. So many fans from around the conference and around the country have been hanging out with us. You've heard a few of my zany stories. I told one about no subway. Jim Deere was the head coach at Adrian College at the time. Jim, I'm sorry. It was a great story, Jim. I just want you to know that's like one of the highlights of my life. Him being mad and then no subway for you guys. Ian, my buddy, my roommate from college, was the analyst on our radio broadcast for college football. It's Adrian, a D3 school in Michigan. The AD there is one of the great mentors I've ever had, Mike Duffy, and he made the mistake of giving us microphones and airtime. And, man, did we have a blast. We went to Lakeland with them, and it was a horrible last-second loss for Adrian. And their mascot was a musky fish. So Ian bought a hat with a musky fish on it in the spirit store and almost wore it on the bus. And the last second, I was like, actually, they might not let us on the bus.
Yeah, after a tight loss and you wearing the opponent's gear on the bus, that would be a good idea.
Man, so there was a school, and Michigan is the state. It's hard to describe how large Michigan is. The Upper Peninsula of Michigan, it's a 6-hour drive from the southern part of Michigan to the northern part. And then you'd cross the bridge, the Mackinac Bridge, and you can drive across the Upper Peninsula. So it was about a 12-hour drive from Adrian to Finlandia University, which was still in the state of Michigan, and it was right up. It was by Copper Harbor in the very northern part. So we drove up there in September overnight for a 3 o'clock kickoff, and we got like 2 inches of snow while we were broadcasting. And we were outside. So I want you to imagine 21-year-old Gabe and his college roommate taking our jackets off, and we had dressed for weather, 9 hours south. So it was about 30 degrees cooler. We're right on Lake Michigan. Chopper to the left, controlled, sent across, over to one, and this is in time. Back to the dugout he goes, 2 away. We were planning on it being about 30 degrees warmer. We took our jackets off, and we have them laid across the radio equipment, and we're trying to carry the broadcast shivering. I'm miserable. My teeth are chattering on air. We could use that weather right now. It's kind of hot here. And the snow was falling so quickly they couldn't keep the lines cleaned off, so we didn't know where they're at on the field. And so at some point, we just start horsing around. We're like, yeah, it's probably 5 yards. I don't know. We get back. We had a college management team meetings on Monday. This one choppered across, controlled in time. He's headed back to the dugout as we retire the side in Kingsport. Anyhow, where I'm going with this is we have our college management team meeting. It was every department. Did you have a meeting like that when you worked at Pikeville?
Yes.
Every department, the department head would go, and I was the head of the media department. The president is there with the AD side by side at the head of the table, and they're like, we loved listening to your broadcast. How cold was it? And I'm like, because we just sat there and moaned the whole second half about how we didn't know what was going on and how many yards they had. Anyway, let's check in. And
stories forever.
Yeah, you could talk about the musky hat and that forever. Will we trade more stories off air that we can't tell you? I'm going to send you across town to Brickyard Park. Let's see what's going on with softball.
Batters for Johnson. We now face Madison Thacker Wolf.
Thacker Wolf, she went 0 for 2 in the last game against Montreat. You can feel the intensity. We are now down to 6 in this tournament.
Yeah, and it's just been a great week of softball, and these teams can flat out play this game.
Winner of this game will advance and play in the 3 o'clock game tomorrow. They will play the winner of Tennessee Wesleyan and Bernal.
Back on the other side of town.
Noah Sorrells will toe the rubber for the 3rd time today. He's got a hit. He's allowed a hit, a run, walked 1, 2 flyouts, 3 groundouts, 29 pitches so far, 16 strikes for the right-hander.
0-1. So earlier today, about 6 hours ago now, the NAI released the new standings. That's fouled off. Strike two, count 1-2. LSU Shreveport still a commanding 47-0.
47-0.
But what I want you to take away from this is Tennessee Wesleyan is number 3 in the country. Reinhardt is number 5, and Johnson is in the top 25. Dinger. Fouled off. Look out.
8-9-1 to appear in the top half of the third for the Cavs. Wagner, Davis, and Marquis. They've only been able to Manny Moore one out double, and the second is only blemish for Sorrell so far.
Rattles through the infield, controlled, sent to one in time. Send him back to the dugout, one away.
Morello does such a good job at shortstop. He's able to field the baseball and throw everything in one motion. He's very quick. That allows him to play a little bit deeper in that 6 hole so he can cover more ground. Quite a defensive advantage for the Knights. Davis is the catcher for the Cavs.
Quickly 2 balls. (2-0). Pates the corner.
Yeah, nice job of pounding the zone. Sorrell's quickly back on the rubber as well, ready to go.
With 1 away, 2-1.
That's important too, Gabe, as far as when the pitcher's hot right back on the rubber. It allows your defense to stay active. You have pitchers who take their time. It allows your defense to relax too much. That'll be the first free pass. Actually, the second free pass he's issued. Bring up Zeb Marquis, so the lineup will turn over for the Cavs. Always interested on that second time through the lineup. Are you going to pitch hitters differently? We'll see here shortly.
Perfect weather in Kingsport.
Good day for baseball. I had a little bit of rain shower, but the sun's back out now. Clouds starting to part. Good response from Sorrells of pounding that zone on the right side, looking for 1 pitch, 2 outs. We saw some unique double plays throughout this tournament.
1 away. And no 0-1. This one's sent over to the bag at 1.
Yeah, one of the double plays we saw in the U-Pike Reinhardt game was a 3-6-1 double play. That one's fouled straight back. I run the count to no balls and 2 strikes. Quick move, not in time. Marquis and the Morelos. Pitch missed out of the zone, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's affectionately known as a waste pitch. Try and get the hitter to chase. Everybody has a different philosophy how to do that. 1-2. Break the ball off the plate. Runs to count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. That will be the first strikeout of the afternoon for Noah Sorrells. Jader Morelos will hit. Flew out to right field his first time. think we have a runner for Davis at first baseman, just trying to get the number. Swung on, missed. No balls in the strike. Swung on, it'll be a base hit. Now allow the base runner to advance to second base. Now you have runners at first and second, one out. So Ethier is running for Davis. Bring up Justin Austin. He flew out to center field his first time. Off-speed pitch. One 0 upcoming. Swung on, fouled off. Evans got 1 ball, 1 strike, so you'll have Morelos get his lead from first, Ethier from second. Austin able to reach. Blake Watts will hit in the top half of the third. 1 run, 2 hits for the Cavs. No runs, 1 hit for the Knights. Noah Sorrells looking into Benjamin for the sign. 1-1. Swung on, hit to the second baseman, Hillfield. Go to the shortstop in time. And that will retire the Cavs in their half of the third. As we go to the bottom half, 8-9-1, Ohio, Benjamin, Murillo. We watch college baseball in the Southeast Sports Network. Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. Go to the bottom half of the third inning. You're looking in at Ryan Hendrickson. Who towed the rubber for the third time today. He's allowed a hit. Struck out 1. 1 fly out, 4 ground outs. 23 pitches so far, 15 strikes. 8-9-1. Due up for the Knights in their half. Ohio, Benjamin, and Murillo. As Hendrickson will complete his warm-up tosses. Elimination game number 2 of the tournament. Adrian Ohio lead things off. Adrian Ohio, Will Benjamin, and Cesar Murillo. Break the ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Cavs scored that run in the top half of the second. Swung on, fouled off. Even to count 1 ball, 1 strike, and that run the Cavs scored. First and third, the runner from first gets caught in a rundown, trying to steal second. Breaking ball inside part of the zone, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And during that rundown, it allowed Manny Moore to score. That's the only run that has crossed the plate so far. 1-2. Swung on, fouled off, slicing, foul. As that one will go inside the bullpen for the Knights. One, two. Break the ball, swung on, hit down the left field line to be foul. Ohea did his best job of trying to keep his hands back as long as he could. Baseball sliced ever so slightly. Foul. Swung on, fouled straight back. Good at bat going on for the Knights right fielder. Will Benjamin waits on deck. Then the shortstop, Cesar Murillo. 1-2. Swung on, fouled off. It's off his leg. You can see him rubbing that back knee. He's ready to go. 1-2. Fastball high and off the plate. Two. Tried the outside corner, just missed. Counts 3 balls and 2 strikes on the right fielder. Breaking ball swung on, hit towards the right fielder. Austin will go back, set his feet, squeezes it for the first out of the inning. I'll bring up Will Benjamin, the catcher. His first plate appearance, and after him, the line will flip over for the first time today. Good look at the backstop for the St. Andrews Knights. First pitch swung on a miss, breaking ball inside corner. Oh, 1. Got the outside corner of the change. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2. Swung on, hit towards center field. Marquis will be unable to make a play. That'll be the second hit of the day for the St. Andrews Knights. Cesar Murillo will hit. Murillo singled to right field his first time. Got a runner at first base for Benjamin. I believe that is Alfredo Jimenez Jr. First pitch, high and off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. That is Jimenez Jr. running at first. 1-0. Fastball, just missed. 2 balls, no strikes. Hendrickson will come set. Got his sign from Davis. Now he's ready to rock and roll. 2-0. Off-speed pitch. Got the outside part of the plate. 2 balls and strikes. Appreciate you guys tuning in to the Southeast Sports Network for AAC Baseball. Gary Justice, Gabriel Schrod, Jeff Hubbard bringing you today's action. 2-1. All the camera work you see going on, that is courtesy of Jeff Hubbard. Jimenez will get his lead from first. 2-1. Outside corner, quickly 2 balls and 2 strikes. Evens up the count. Jimenez Jr. is a threat to run at first base. 2-2. Get an idea of the lead there for Jimenez at first base. 2-2. Swung on, hit down the third base line. That'll be foul. So Murillo will come back and have another opportunity, another crack at it, so to speak. Quite a battle between Hendrickson and Murillo. Santucci will follow him. Two. Jimenez on the move, swung on. Hit towards Watts in left field. He'll set his feet to make the grab. That'll be the second out of the inning. Bring up Caden Santucci. Bounced out 6-3 his first time. Jimenez Jr. was going on that last pitch when Murillo flew out to left field. Second on the team in steals, only trailing Cesar Murillo. Fastball outside corner, strike one. Oh, 1. Jimenez Jr. going on the pitch. It's fouled off. Now they're going to say it was not touched. He'll slide in safely at third base. So I thought it was a foul ball. So Jimenez Jr. was going on the play. So it was a straight swing and a miss. Allowed Jimenez Jr. and the baseball got past Davis behind the dish. Jimenez Jr. used his speed, go from second to third. Now no balls and 2 strikes on Santucci with a runner on third base. And he'll bounce that breaking ball. Hendrickson working out of the windup. 1-2. Tried the lower part of the zone and missed. Evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild in the bottom half of the third. Montreat leading this one 1-0. The Knights are threatening here in the bottom half of the third. 2-2. Fastball off the plate. Hendrickson get his sign from Davis. Now he's ready to rock and roll. 3-2 upcoming. Swung on, popped up. Morelos will go out. He'll call for it. He'll squeeze it forward, the third out of the inning. So I retired the St. Andrews Knights in their half of the third. Threatened with a single and a couple of stolen bases. So we go to the top half of the fourth. It will be 4, 5, 6 Watts, Moore, Montos. College baseball. Southeast Sports Network. Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee, as you see Noah Sorrells as he'll toe the rubber for the 4th time today. 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, a punch out. 2 flyouts, 5 ground outs, 49 pitches, 28 strikes. Bring up Blake Watts. He bounced out 4-3 his first time. Be Watts, then Moore, then Montos. Off-speed pitch, got the inside corner, strike 1. No balls and a strike. Sorrells and Hendrickson continuing the good pitching in this AAC tournament. Off-speed pitch, got him on his front foot. Nice pitch from Sorrells. Oh, 2. Just off the plate. Benjamin again trying to expand that zone ever so slightly. That one missed, though. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one will bounce. That one may have got Benjamin in his throwing hand. Swung on, fouled off. We'll do 2-2 all over again. Get a good look here at Benjamin and also Blake Watts. 2-2. Swung on the first base line. Nice pursuit by Beber. However, he runs out of room. We'll do 2-2 all over again. Swung on, base hit for Blake Watts, so he'll win the battle. Good at bat by Blake Watts as he battled 2-2 and got the 3rd hit of the day for the Cavs. I'll bring up Manny Moore. He doubled his first time and scored the only run of the ball game. Moore shows bunt. A field throw in time. Get Moore on the sacrifice and they'll allow Watts to advance from first to second to bring up Richard Montos. Montos bounced out 6-3 his first time. Good lead by Lake Watts at second base. Fastball inside after Montos would be the first baseman, Jason Brillport. One 0. Swung on, fouled off. You see the coach keep on getting in the camera angle. That's Coach Jason Beck. He found the camera quite often yesterday. 1-1 upcoming. Noah Sorrells and Ron Hendrickson locked into a pitching battle. 1-1. Low. Nice ball. Nice job of Benjamin to keep in front of him. Watts with a good lead at second base, 2-1. Swung on, popped up. And Beber, nice job pursuing that one as well. Good hustle. You can see how far as we're able to follow him back from the line. Beber have a good after that one. So we'll do 2-2 all over again. Quite a battle between Sorrells and Montos. Swung on, fouled off. We'll do 2-2 all over again. Blake Watts will get his lead once again from second base. 2-2. Swung on, missed. Noah Sorrells will win that battle with this second punch out of the afternoon is a big one. Bring up Jason Brillport, the first baseman. He walked his first time. He'll hit with 2 outs and run on second base. So that's an intentional walk. Bring up Danny Wagner. So when the umpire comes out and waves 4 fingers, that means this is an intentional walk. So now Wagner will hit with runners at first and second and 2 outs. The reason why you do that is to set up a force play at third, second, and first now. Gives you more options to get that third out. Breaking ball, outside corner, strike one. Wagner, then Dean Davis. Wagner, the second baseman for the Cavs. Trying to come up big here with 2 outs. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Sorrells will come set up, gets the sign he wants to go. 1-1. Breaking ball, just missed. 2 balls and a strike. Sorrells is up to 70 pitches in the top half of the 4th. Elimination game number 2 of the tournament. CIU defeated and eliminated Bluefield this morning. Swung on, popped up. That one will escape Hunter Rod Stadium. Gary Justice, Gabriel Schry, Jeff Hubbard bringing you today's action on the Southeast Sports Network. All these fine camera angles you're seeing is courtesy of my main man, Jeff Hubbard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild here in the top half of the 4th. Watts get his lead from second. 2-2. Fastball outside. Fills up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners will be moving on the pitch. Brillport from first, Watts from second. 3-2 upcoming. Swung on, hit to the second baseman. He'll field on the first base. And that will retire the side as they escape a potential jam as we go to the bottom half of the 4th. 3, 4, 5 do it for the Knights. Wilson's and Beto, Hamby, College Baseball, Southeast Sport Network. Welcome back to King Sport as we go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. You're looking at Ryan Hendrickson. He'll toe the rubber for the fourth time today. He's allowed 2 hits, struck out 1, 4 flyouts, 4 ground outs, 48 pitches, 32 strikes. Pitching battle so far.
I have one question, Gary.
Yes, sir.
Where's the tape? Where is the tape, Gary?
That's a funny story behind the tape. We found the tape. It was literally it was laying on the table. He's like, where's
I put the GoPro on it. I'm like, where is the tape? Like looking around the press box. You guys seen the tape? I'm lost. It's.
My wife has done that with her glasses before. She's wearing her glasses and she's looking for her glasses.
Katina referenced.
Yes. Aiden Wilson lead things off. He struck out in the first. Hendrickson rocking fire. Breaking ball swung on, hit to the shortstop. He'll throw across the diamond in time.
Bang!
Morelos, one of the best shortstops in the entire Appalachian Conference defensively, retires Wilson. Bring up Josh Zambito, the DH. He flew out the marquee in center field his first time. Hendrickson getting the first out quickly here in the fourth. Outside corner, strike 1. Zambito, a tall cup of water. Very intimidating in the box. 0-1. Swung on, hit to the third baseman. Moore, he'll set his feet, go across the diamond in time. For the out, 5-3. Bring up Garrett Hamby. Hamby bounced out 1-3 his first time. So quickly 2 up and 2 down in the bottom half of the fourth. A run and 3 hits for the Cavs. No runs, 2 hits for the Knights. First pitch is low. If Hamby's able to reach Bryson Beber, the first baseman will hit. I'll bounce the breaking ball. 2 balls, no strikes. As you can imagine, both bullpens are silent. Nobody throwing. Two-0. Swung on, hit down to the third baseline, foul. As Hamby will retreat and have another opportunity to swing the bat. 2-1. Swung on, hit to the third baseman. He'll set his feet. Cross the diamond in time to retire the side. 5-3. As we go to the top half of the fifth, due up for the Cavs. It'll be 9-1-2. Davis, Marquis, Morelos. College baseball, Southeast Sports Network.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire Tablet with just a few clicks.
When it comes to making plans, you are.
Welcome back to Kingsport, Tennessee. As Noah Sorrells will toe the rubber for once again. Sorrells 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, 73 pitches, 41 strikes. Swung on off the end of the bat. Now a slice foul. Davis walked in back in the third. Sorrells 2 flyouts, 7 groundouts today. Swung on, fouled off. Sorrells will get his sign now. He's ready to rock and roll. 0-2. Swung on. The baseball at the base hit. Davis will reach the base once again. That will be a lead-off single for the Montreat Cavs. I'll bring up Zeb Marquis. Marquis bounced out 5-3. He's also struck out. First pitch caught the zone. Now you can see Zeb Marquis, center fielder. 0-1. High and outside, a snap throw, not in time. One. Low and in. You can see the size lead that Ethier is getting at first base. Swung on, hit to the second baseman. The throw and the double play in time. 6-4-3. I bring up Jader Morelos. Morelos flew out to right field, and he's also singled to right field back in the third. First pitch, low and out. One-0. Fastball just misses. If Morelos is able to reach, Justin Austin will hit. Two-0. Swung on, missed. Big swing for Morelos. Run to count 2 balls and a strike. Just off the plate. Missed high. 3 balls and a strike. Fastball inside corner, fills it up. Sorrells walk 3. Three-two. Swung on, hit down the first base line, foul. We'll do 3-2 all over again. Swung on, fouled off. A lot of battle between Sorrells and Morelos. Sorrells is closing in on 90 pitches. 3-2. Swung on, popped up. He'll squeeze it for the last out of the inning. He'll retire the Cavs in their half of the fifth as we go to the top half of the sixth. And check the bottom half of the fifth. Big Beber, Osborne. Oh, yeah. Watching college baseball in the Southeast Sports Network.
In Kingsport, Tennessee, it's college baseball on the Southeast Sports Network. There is a look at the Knights in their dugout. Oh, we've got a Cavalier. Having a great old time, hanging out, feeling the sunshine, feeling the summertime. We are too. Gabriel Schrei, Gary Justice alongside me. We are hanging out. And on the mound, this man has been dealing all day.
Yeah, Ryan Hendrickson, he'll toe the rubber for the fifth time today. He's allowed 2 hits, struck out 1, got 4 flyouts, 7 ground outs, thrown 55 pitches, 37 strikes. And Gabe, he's really been keeping the St. Andrews Knights hitters off balance. Hold them scoreless through the first 4. He'll face 6, 7, 8, Beber, Osborne, Ohia as well.
We got to look at the NAIA top 10. Here's a look at the final standings for the AAC entering the tournament. Reinhardt, Tennessee Wesleyan, Johnson, Milligan. But again, my takeaway on all of that is just 3 teams in the top 25 in the league is amazing.
Yeah, he had a couple other teams during this year received votes in the top 25 as well. Just a very competitive league, top to bottom. We had a very entertaining tournament this week, too, so far. Game 6 of the tournament. Check out Game 7 of the tournament.
Man, we were flying through it. It feels like we were just moving at the speed of light.
Yeah, we talked about it. I think the pitchers have done such a good job this week of throwing strikes and really working and pounding the zone.
Man on the mound drops that in. Ball 1.
Bryson Beber, the hitter. He bounced out 1-3 his first time. Pitch misses outside. I'll leave to count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big Beber, Osborne. Osborne will follow Beber.
Drops that just under the zone, and that fills up our count.
Yeah, Hendrickson, he'll utilize the old Uncle Charlie curveball, the slower break, a slower curveball, the velocity-wise, but it's a bigger break. 3-2. Fastball.
Pitch.
I'll tell you what, good spot there. That'll be his second punch out of the day. Excellent spot.
Incredible delivery. And you busted out that reference again. The old Uncle Charlie.
Yes, this is the Uncle Charlie. Just throw a little bit slower, big break, and really makes the hitter have to make an adjustment. Osborne, he bounced out 1-3 his first time. The thing about Hendrickson, I really like him. Changes speed, goes up, down, in and out. Unsure where the pitch is going to be.
Drops that in with some aggression. That's ball 1.
The crafty lefty on the mound, giving the Cavs A great start.
That was ball 2. See, I told you can't trust the scoreboard here. 2-0. Strike 1. I immediately was like, wait a second, that was his second pitch. There's no way.
Yeah, if you've been with us through the entire tournament, we've had a couple of discussions on our scoreboard.
Chopper floated, little bloop into center field, and he's free and running down the base path to 1.
Yeah, nice job by Osborne of battling through the pitch, got him on his hands a little bit, was able to muscle to center field to bring up the right fielder. Adrian O'Hara. He flew out to right field his first time.
With 1 on board, rolled there, perfectly collected across to 3. He's gone. Double play to retire the side. An excellent turn by the Cavaliers of Montreat to send us to the next half inning in Kingsport, Tennessee from Hunter Wright Stadium.
Kingsport is more than just a stop, it's a destination. From family fun at Bays Mountain Park to championship golf, arts, and local events, there's something here for everyone. Ready to experience Southern hospitality at its finest? Plan your visit today and see why Kingsport is the perfect place to relax, explore, and make unforgettable memories. Visit kingsport.com. Your adventure starts here.
Justin Austin stands by. That's the first delivery to him. Ball 1. Top of the 6th inning. Cavaliers ahead 1 run to nothing. One nothing. Reinhardt Eagles lead the Johnson Royals on the other side of town as well.
Austin flew out to center field, and he's also bounced out 4-6 back in the 3rd. Sorrells, this will be the 6th inning he's pitched today. 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, 3 flyouts, 8 groundouts, 88 pitches, 51 strikes coming into this inning.
Got a hold of it. Driven back, deep center, could be controlled, and the Knights send him back to the dugout. 1 away.
Yeah, Caden Santucci had a good beat on that baseball, just kept on carrying. It's 4-10 to dead center field here in Hunter Wright Stadium. And Santucci kept on going back, kept on trying to sit his feet, and that baseball kept on carrying. He did a nice job of corralling the baseball for the first out to bring up Blake Watts, the left fielder. He's bounced out 4-3, and he's also singled to right field as his last at bat back in the 4th.
Fouled off. Down into the bullpen, tried to catch that with his bat.
1 run, 4 hits for the Cavs. No runs, 3 hits for the Knights. Both teams have played clean baseball so far.
Popped up. Left field short, controlled by the shortstop, and the 6 will send him back to the dugout. 2 away.
Yeah, Morello did a nice job of playing the shortstop position really quick. I'll bring up Manny Moore. He's doubled in the left, scored a run, and also had a sacrifice bunt back in the 4th.
1-0. 2 away already on this side for the Knights of St. Andrews. Stakes couldn't be higher for this program. So yesterday we talked a lot about how sad we really are. I mean, to be quite frank, you want to be super professional, and you're announcing a sporting event. This is TV, but I really don't know what to say other than that. I'm incredibly saddened by the closure of SAU, and I can't imagine the pain and the emotions that go with that. They told me that Coach was on the road and he had to front the money to get the team back, and has been covering the expenses to get the team here to the tournament. And I think that's cool. I mean, that's great leadership, and I can't tell you how sad I am for these students that aren't done with their degrees, and now they have to find a way to continue on. And some of them are going to want to continue to play baseball. Athletes of all sports at SAU are. We got some great reactions on social, folks reaching out and saying, "Hey, I'd love to help. We'd love to have you here if you want to pitch or whatever." Uncommitted USA, very engaged. So that's all I know to do. Payoff pitch of the full count, and he'll be walked with 2 away. So 1 on board for the Cavaliers.
You mentioned about leadership fronting the money so this team can compete, because he has seniors on this ball club too.
That might be supposed to be a secret. I don't know. I don't know if I should have said that.
Well, you talk about leadership. That's leadership with a capital L.
That's amazing.
Because he knows some of these seniors. This will be the last ball game they get a chance to play, and definitely a sad situation. But the ball club here, they battled. Had a 3-2 ball game the other day. It's a 1-0 ball game this afternoon. The guys on the field wearing the white uniforms are continuing the battle with Knight pride.
So I guess what I'm getting at is if your son is on this roster, or you have an athlete, a young lady or a young man playing at St. Andrews, or you are an athlete there, we'd love to help you any way we can. Send your highlight tape, post it on X, and tag SESN Sports, tag myself. We will repost it to try and help you out. And coaches that are tuned in from around the country that are looking to pick up an extra athlete or two, reach out to the St. Andrews Knights directly or through me. Go check our X account. Anything we can do at SESN Sports on X. I mean, it's overwhelming because you want to help so bad, but what can you do? And it's one of those things that makes you feel small and helpless as a grown man, because you want to help these young people so bad, but there's not much you can do.
Well, the response from the first ball game, you talked about the social media interaction and the offering of help, and I believe these young men want to play, young men and women. There are a lot of people out there who will help them find that next home.
Great delivery. Count even at 2 with 2 away, 1 on board over at first.
Yeah, it's been a good ball game, 1-0.
Big cut, and he'll go down swinging. That retires the side, and Kingsport, Tennessee sends us to the bottom of the 6th between the Cavaliers and the Knights.
favorite Southeast teams in action, we've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
In Kingsport, 1-0. Real close one.
Yeah, pitcher's battle.
Montreat scored way back, top of the second inning, and since then it's been quiet.
Yeah, and it's an unconventional run, too, as the runners at first and third with 2 outs, a delayed steal from first to second.
Here we go, a hustling play down over to 1, and he's not in time. He'll be sent back to the dugout. 1 away for the Cavaliers of Montreat.
That's Hendrickson's third punch out of the day, but going back to that run in the second inning, runners on first and third, 2 outs, a delayed steal from the runner on first. Get him a run down, allowed Manny Moore to score from third. That's been the only run so far. Hendrickson in his 6th inning of work, 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, 69 pitches.
Dinger roped across, and he is easily on the bag over at 1.
Amarillo's 2nd hit of the day, and he's a walking double, folks. He has 50-plus stolen bases on the season, only been caught twice. It'll be the 4th hit of the day for the Knights.
A little check-in over at 1, making sure he's comfortable. Has anybody seen my tape? No, it's not. It's good. We're just trying to figure out our press box situation. He's going to go over to 1 again.
Yeah, Morello, they'll want to keep him close. With a nice lead, trailing this by 1, Morello's always a threat to run.
Delivered with some authority in this. Down low, just under the zone.
1 run, 4 hits for the Cavs. No runs, 4 hits for the Knights.
Looks like he wants to go to 1 again. Instead, the delivery. Banger to the left, controlled. 6, 4, 3, gone. The double play retires the side in Kingsport, Tennessee. What a move. As we've got a Knight slow to rise. We'll break with these two programs. 1-0, Montreat Cavaliers out in front. We're back in Kingsport, Tennessee, where it's 1-0. The lead in the hands of the Montreat Cavaliers. They're trying to end the St. Andrews Knights baseball program. Gabriel Schrei, Gary Justice, glad you're with us. This has been a good one so far. We're getting a look on the left side of your screen. This is live from Brickyard Park, also in Kingsport, Tennessee. The softball tournament. It's 1-0 Reinhardt Eagles battling the Royals of Johnson. In the top of the 7th, the Cavaliers are threatening to end the St. Andrews Knights baseball program.
We've seen some good pitching performances so far in this tournament. Ryan Hendrickson, check out Noah Sorrells is
choppered across the field, and a little bloop into short left. Puts him on the bag at 1.
The second baseman, Danny Wagner.
Yeah, Sorrells, his 7th inning of work. 4 hits allowed so far, a run, walked 4, struck out 3. He's thrown 109 pitches so far. We talked about those great pitching performances we've seen so far this week, and Noah Sorrells and Ryan Hendrickson, they're delivering one for each of their ball clubs today.
So 1 away, that's 1-0.
Start having some action in the St. Andrew Knights bullpen.
Floated right side, he's in danger. This could be controlled, and the Knights send him back to the dugout. This time it's Ojea.
Ojea does a good job out in right field.
The catcher, Dean Davis.
It will attract the baseball. He's going to bring up Dean Davis. He's walked and singled.
Big swing, and the cut brings up strike 1.
Yeah, 3rd time through the lineup here. And Sorrells really makes him that first pitch to the hitters. That time will change of pace, first pitch. If you're able to throw that first pitch over, especially if it's a changeup, you're able to set up so many more pitches.
Count even at 1, and this one paints the corner to make it 1-2.
Yeah, Sorrells has worked a clean inning so far. It's 1 pitch away from closing out the top half of the 7th.
So I guess one question I have that we should probably find out, I bet Jay Stansel would know this. Is this the last active program from St. Andrews University? Is there anything else still going?
I believe this is the last competitive team they have.
Count even at 2. This is delivered and fills the count. St. Andrews is fighting for their logo to live on for one more day in the 2025 AAC baseball tournament. 2 away. The Montreat Cavaliers are looking to erase them. Payoff pitch. Banger! Blooped into right field down the line. This is collected by Ojea, but on board with a great strike of the ball is Davis.
Yeah, Davis, a hot day continues. He's been on base all 3 times. Now allow Caden Ethier to come run for him. Zeb Marquis will be the hitter. He's bounced out 5-3, struck out, and he's also bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. If he's able to reach, Hyder Morelos will hit.
Blooper, floated. Oh, it's perfectly in the gap. Here come the Cavaliers. It's a crisis scenario for the St. Andrews Knights as it's 2-0 SAU. He lost the ball. My goodness.
Yeah, great job by Zeb Markey. Let that baseball travel as far as he could. Outer part of the plate and drove that baseball to right field and split the center fielder and the right fielder and allowed Ethier to come all the way around from first base to give the Cavs a 2-0 lead.
The shortstop, Hyder Morelos.
And that will be, Marquis will be credited with a triple. They know a Sorrells' day is going to be done. He was 1 strike away from getting out of this inning, and then Dean Davis with a single, then a triple by Zeb Marquis.
What's your philosophy on that? Is that a guy you stick with in that situation?
Well, here it's a number of pitches. He's up over 110 pitches on the afternoon, and I think Coach Fox is seeing that Sorrells is throwing a heck of a ball game, but he may be starting to run out a little bit of gas. And that was the 4th time that Marquis saw him, and it's hard to see the same pitcher 4 times. So I'm sure Coach Fox making a change to give a different look for the Cavaliers lineup.
2 away. St. Andrews Knights are fighting to keep the Knights logo, the Knights program at SAU alive for one more day in the 2025 AAC Baseball Tournament. Gabriel Schrei, Gary Justice, glad you're with us. And it was 1-0 since the top of the second. Now the Cavaliers have cushioned that lead with a second run. On the left side of your screen, the other side of town, the Reinhardt Eagles are in an all-out brawl with the Royals of Johnson. Really great action in the softball tournament. Deshaun Bullock, Jeff Campbell on the call over at Brickyard Park.
Yeah, just a quick update there. Sorrells up to 118 pitches as his day has done. A heck of an afternoon. He'll be responsible for Marquis on third base. I'll give you some final stats from the right-hander. Sorrells 6 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, 7 flyouts, 8 groundouts. 118 pitches, 67 strikes for the right-hander. Broughton Williams will be the new hurler, trying to hold the Cavs to 1 run in this inning.
Now pitching for St. Andrews, number 34, Ryan Cleary.
Getting warmed up, 2 away. He'll look to close out the side. Again, it's 1-0 on the other side of town at Brickyard Park. Look at the Eagles and Royals on the left side of your screen. Reinhardt University softball is probably, I don't know. Well, actually, we just saw St. Thomas men's volleyball. I was going to say Reinhardt softball might be the most dominant program in the AAC. But St. Thomas men's volleyball is wild.
Well, we had an opportunity to watch them compete a couple weeks ago, and on the other side of the volleyball, on the women's side, Columbia International has a pretty competitive women's volleyball team too. So you talk about there's some competitive teams all around the AAC, and this is a fun conference to watch. It don't matter what the sport is. Very, very competitive. Morelos 1 for 3, flew out to the right field and center field, and he's also singled. Have an opportunity to hit with a runner on third base.
Nice delivery.
Check out the new pitcher. Is going to be Ryan Cleary, not Williams.
One-0. Got a hold of that floated center field. This will retire the side if he can control it, and he does. Getting under that is Santucci, and he'll send us to break in the dugout where it's 2-0 Montreat Cavaliers.
Favorite Southeast teams in action? We've got you covered. Stream live games and highlights on YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Fire TV, Stream TV, and more. For all the details, visit our How to Watch page at sesnsports.com. It's your one-stop guide to catching every play, every time, wherever you are. The Southeast Sports Network, bringing the game to you anytime, anywhere.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
A truck is a tool, but a Ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
In Kingsport, we've got a meeting on the mound, Gary.
Yeah, Hendrickson went out and he completed his warm-up tosses. And I'm looking in the bullpen to see if there's nobody throwing now. There's a catcher running to the bullpen very quickly now. Hendrickson so far, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, 4 flyouts, 9 groundouts, 72 pitches, 48 strikes. He's pointing at his right knee. He'll face 3, 4, 5 Wilson, Zambito, and Hamby. Hendrickson has been impressive this afternoon. Hope he's okay.
2-0 Cavaliers, bottom of the 7th, as this is delivered with some authority. Ball 1.
Wilson has struck out, and he's also bounced out 6-3.
Bang! This one is a dinger that flies off.
2 runs, 6 hits for the Cavs, scoring a run in the 2nd and the 7th. No runs, 4 hits for the Knights.
Tried to get some sauce on that, misfired. Ball 2, strike 1. Got a hold of it, floated deep center, and this is controlled as he is sent back to the dugout by the center fielder of the Cavaliers, expertly done by Marquise.
So we have a hitter for Zambito. Wait till he's officially announced.
Always wait until they're officially announced. Montreat's coaching staff might be the most heinous camera obstruction team I've ever seen.
They want the airtime.
They like it. I know it's valuable. 1 away. 0-1.
This be Eric Cantu will be the pinch hitter. He'll hit for Zambito.
Count equal at 1, and that's strike 2 as he just paints the bottom of the zone.
That's the classic. You've heard me reference this, the Uncle Charlie curve. That was the classic Uncle Charlie curve.
Hit him with the old Uncle Charlie. This one is roped through the infield, across and in time over at 1.
Yeah, nice job by Wagner to field through the baseball and played it off his short hop, was able to throw the baseball on the run to retire the hitter. Hamby will step in. He's bounced out 1-3. He also was retired 5-3 back in the 4th. So Hendrickson quickly retired the first 2 hitters, the bottom half of the 7th.
Got a hold of that. Right field controlled, and he is headed back to the dugout, as that'll quickly turn our side in Kingsport, Tennessee, between the Cavaliers and the Knights.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am camping in.
Back in Kingsport, Tennessee. Cavaliers are at the plate. Gabriel Schrei, Gary Justice, glad you're with us.
Yeah, Cleary came in and they done 1/3 of inning, threw 2 pitches, got an out, towed the rubber for the second time today for the Knights. He'll face Justin Austin, Blake Watts, and Manny Moore. Austin flew out to center, bounced out 4-6, and flew out to center once again. 2 balls, no strikes at this AB. Cavs hold on to a 2-0 lead in top half of the 8th.
Suffers a strike with 2 balls already up there on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I'm just amazed with where the second baseman, the shortstop's playing here. This Hamby, the second baseman's playing 7 strides into right field.
Delivered across.
3 balls and a strike, and when you're up 2 as a hitter, you're able to lock into one pitch in one spot. If it's there, you got to hit as hard as you can. If it's not there, let it go. Fight on the next pitch.
Top of the 8th, the 3-1 is smoked to left field and gets down with a little bloop as he's onto the bag over at 1.
Leadoff single for the Cavs. Get things going. That'll be their 7th hit of the day. He'll bring up Blake Watts. 1 for 3 on the afternoon. He had a single back in the 4th. So you got 4, 5, 6 coming up for the Cavs.
I'm on my 9th strip of tape on our wide camera, and it's still not fixed as this one skeeters through the turf for ball 1. Do you think that a 10th strip of tape will fix the camera?
Yeah, one way to find out. Short lead for Austin at first base. Shows bunt, puts it down.
There it is. He's free and running.
Plays
Little
at first.
toss to 1. That's in time. He'll head back to the dugout.
That'll be the first out of the inning. That's a key one as the runner advance from first to second. Bring up Manny Moore. He's had a good day. Double back in the second and scored a run. Sacrifice bunt. He also walked in the 6th.
Nobody touched camera 4.
So it's going to be an intentional walk.
Interesting. So 2 on board for the Cavaliers with 1 away. They're looking for an insurance run on a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, the intentional walk is a strategy. So we're going to have a runner for Austin at second. Coach Fox is going to call a timeout, go to the mound. Actually, Coach Beck is just wanting to have an offensive timeout.
Understandable. Probably a great strategy.
2-0 ball game. This is a key at bat right now.
One away. 2 on Royals on the other side of town.
I'm sure the coaching staff just reminding the defense what to do on the anticipation of a potential bunt. I wouldn't think Montos would actually going to have a pinch hitter. So you'll have Tommy Ramos will hit for Montos.
Now batting for Montreat, number 26, Tommy Ramos.
And he'll hit with Austin at second and Moore at first.
One away, and those 2 on board. Gary, the Cavaliers, how important do you think scoring a run here is, do you think St. Andrews has some gas left in the tank and is going to be able to surge back in the bottom side of these innings?
Well, Hendrickson is, he's pitched extremely well. Pitch count, he's at 81 pitches. He's got him off balance, but he's getting to a fourth time through the lineup. So Ramos will foul that one off. Any additional run adds additional pressure, especially you start thinking about the pressure of having an elimination game. So the bigger the deficit gets, the more pressure is built. But also you can create some momentum. You get a double play ball here, get out of the jam. We talk about the game of baseball being all about momentum. It could be positive and negative. See what you can create.
1-1. Chopper across to the right side, controlled in time over to 2. He's cut down, trying to make the play over at 3 as this is roped across, and he's back to the bag. So runners on the corners for the moment for the Cavaliers as they slide in, and our officials look at each other and look sure they're going to stay with it. 2 away, runners on the corners.
Yeah, so what happens is we make sure there's the slide at second base, so the baseball's hit to Beber at first base, goes to Murillo for the first out. He's unable to make the throw to first for the complete the double play. And that's what they're going to have a meeting on the mound. We've had more meetings on. We're going to have a relief pitcher as well. We're having so many meetings.
Lots of meetings on the mound here.
Meetings about meetings.
We should have a meeting about potentially getting together for a meeting.
But this also, Gabe, this is emphasizes your point about the pressure, the importance of keeping this runner at bay. So now Coach Fox coming out and making another pitching change. This will be the third hurler of the day for the Knights. He's going to try his best to keep this runner at third base, try to keep the deficit at 2.
Yeah, you can't overstate the importance of finding a way to stop them from scoring here. If they score, it's basically the end of the St. Andrews Knights baseball program as we know it.
Well, you definitely got a couple more shots at it, but the bigger that deficit get, it's harder as far as that's concerned. And Coach Fox realizes the situation. And Ryan Cleary did a nice job in his 1 inning of work, allowed a hit, a walk. He'll be responsible with the runners at first and third.
Stay connected with the Appalachian Athletic Conference and the Southeast Sports Network all season long. Follow along on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X for the latest scores, highlights, and exclusive content. Don't miss a moment. Visit their websites and get connected today.
I've been alerted that NAIA ball is in the comments on one of our feeds. They want to know when we're going to get to the Waffle House talk. When are we going to get to the Waffle House? When are we going to get down to business and get all these crew members of SCSN over to Waffle House?
You know what? We just got to have people we have to be dedicated to it.
I'll tell you. Actually, I should be talking right to Todd Agnew. Todd Agnew calls games for UT Chattanooga on ESPN. He's the radio analyst with Jim Reynolds for UTC football. And he's a vice president at Waffle House. Todd, we talk about where is my hat, hoodie, Waffle House backpack? Where's my Waffle House swag? We talk a lot about. I tweet about Waffle House 3 times a week.
Yeah, I have to have a hat that says covered and smothered. Come on now, come on.
Where is my Waffle House gear?
I also, a funny story about a little Waffle House with Gabriel Schrei. Last time we went, he got a waffle, and they forgot to put chocolate chips on it. He asked for it, and they actually brought him a cup of chocolate chips to put on his waffle. What service? That's Waffle House.
Don't tell them I'm a kid. Gary eats his cheeseburgers without condiments.
He eats boneless chicken wings.
And we've got a play out at 2 as he's able to glide down to the bag and is in scoring position.
Yeah, as Tommy Ramos, it's called catcher's indifference when he takes off. There's not a throw, but Ramos will be in scoring position with 2 outs. Jason Brulport, the hitter, the first baseman.
Banger rolled across through the infield, play at 1. That is in time and retires the side. St. Andrews and the Knights are fighting to stay alive and keep their program going for at least one more day in the 2025 AAC Baseball Tournament on the Southeast Sports Network. Bring in the audio until we come back over here from Deshaun Bullock and Jeff Campbell.
She barely got a piece of that one, almost a second strikeout for Hammonds.
Next pitch. That goes right past the infield. She will get the single.
A little opposite field slap hit for Morehouse. Just poked it over the head of the shortstop and the third baseman. Right where the dirt meets the grass leads to a hit for Morehouse.
Morehouse.
In Kingsport, Tennessee, we are coming down to the wire between these two sides. Gabriel Schrei, Gary Justice alongside me. College baseball on SESN.
Ron Hendrickson will toe the rubber for the 8th time today. 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, 6 flyouts, 10 groundouts, 81 pitches.
Whoa, look out. That's a shot right over the mound, and he's free down the base path to 1. Hello, baby, and welcome on board.
So let's go back to the top half of the 8th. The pitching change, Donald Gorgie comes in, get the last out, gives the St. Andrews Knights a little bit of momentum. Then Bryson Beber comes down, leads off the inning in the bottom half with the base hit. Maybe the momentum starting to shift for the team from Laurinburg, North Carolina.
Man, can we get one coach to get out of the way? These guys are like, I feel like I'm being punked or screened on purpose or something. The bunt gets it. Play over at 1. He is in time to punch him out. The Knight is down. Yep. St. Andrews has to score in this situation.
Yeah, nice job of Osborne to put the sacrifice bunt down. It's almost a combination of sacrifice bunt also for a base hit. I bring up Adrian O'Hea, the right fielder. He's flew out to right, and he's also bouncing 4.63. But you talk about the importance of getting on the scoreboard, taking the 0 off, creating some momentum.
Bottom side of the 8th, St. Andrews is fighting for their program's life. If they lose, this is the last time, after decades of wonderful Knights baseball representing St. Andrews University, they will appear in a collegiate baseball game.
Down to 5 outs.
Delivered with some heat. And the man who is trying to bring it all to a crashing end is Hendrickson and his Montreat Cavaliers. Can they do it? Count even at 1 with 1 away.
Yeah, Hendrickson's been superb on the mound today. He's worked around some jams and very efficient with his pitches.
Hendrickson delivers the 1-1. Big cut, strike 2.
Starting to have a little bit of action in the Montreat bullpen. Nothing Nothing too intense. Got a couple guys walking around and stretching.
One, two. Banger goes foul. He'll stay alive as that goes just beyond the bullpen. Clatters around.
Well, Hayod does a nice job there and keeping the hands back as much as he can, fighting everything off with 2 strikes.
One, two. Watch that go by. Count even at 2. Popped foul. He'll stay alive with that same count and 1 away. He's got a lead runner in scoring position at 2. Hendrickson staring down the night. And now the 2-2. Clattered foul. He is fighting that pitch count.
Did a nice job, the right fielder for the Knights, spoiling a lot of good pitches from Hendrickson. 3rd time through the lineup.
Two, and he'll go down swinging for St. Andrews and the Knights. Lead runner at 2 and 2 away for SAU.
That'll be the 4th punch out of the afternoon for Hendrickson as he wins the battle. Now we have a pinch hitter for the Knights. Pinch hit for Will Benjamin.
Now hitting for St. Andrews, number 6, Isaiah Martin.
Isaiah Martin will hit. 2 outs, runner on second base.
Big cut, strike 1.
A key out for Hendrickson. Cesar Murillo is on deck. He's 2 for 3, and he's definitely the offensive spark plug for the Knights.
A 1 is delivered. He paints the corner for strike 2.
Yeah, Hendrickson doesn't look like a guy who is in his 8th inning of work. He's still painting the corners with some good velocity.
Took a big cut. Strike. It's because of the coach. You can't point at the coach. Oh, 2. Skeeters through the turf for ball 1. There's our lead runner standing out on the bag at 2. 2 away. 1-2. That is close. He looks down the base path to the umpire, the official standing at 1, and gets the nod to play on.
Yeah, Isaiah Martin took a very close pitch with 2 strikes. Hendrickson thought he had it. Under 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Delivered, big swing, he goes down. Bottom of the 8th, St. Andrews Knights are retired to the 9th inning. Will return as it's a 2-0 advantage in Kingsport. In Kingsport, Tennessee, we have reached the top side of the 9th inning. Hello and welcome. Gabriel Schrei, Gary Justice alongside me. 0-1. Fouls off.
Yeah, Donald Gorgie will toe the rubber for the second time. He come in the top half of the 8th and threw 2 pitches, got a key out. And he'll start a clean inning here in the 9th. So it'll be Wagner, Davis, and Marquis trying to add some insurance runs for the Cavs. Quickly. That's
wow,
the first out of the
believe
inning.
it. Yeah, that looked low to me. They'll say he's punched out and send him back to the dugout. 1 away for the Knights of St. Andrews.
Gorgie's first punch out. Brigham Davis, he's had a heck of an afternoon, folks. He walked back in the 3rd, and he singled in the 5th and singled in the 7th.
The Cavaliers are looking for insurance runs. They already lead by a pair, as that's a big strike 1. They are seeking to end the program of the St. Andrews University Knights. And I've seen a few comments, been sent a couple of things from social media from parents watching the game. And I just can't tell you how much I feel for you. Floated center field for the Cavs. He'll make it onto the bag over at 1. Too easy for Montreat.
That's his 3rd hit of the day, the 4th time he's been on base, and then you'll have Caden Ethier will come in and run for him. Back in the 7th inning, it was a Dean Davis single, then a triple by Zeb Marquis, who got the 2nd run of the day for the Cavs. Now you have the single by Dean Davis, now Zeb Marquis hitting in the 9th. See if the Cavs able to add any assurance runs.
His first pitch is fouled off, nearly kills Gary Justice and I. Look out. We'll never make it to Waffle House if we get smoked with a foul ball. With 1 away and 1 on board, the 0-1.
So looking to the bottom of the ninth here, no action in the bullpen for the Cavs. Look, they're going to send Hendrickson back out. Offensive timeout. And that'll be the second one called by the Cavs, which I believe that will be their limit. Got 1-1 count on Zeb Marquis.
Big cut, strike two. He's already got a ball and one away.
Yeah, Gorgie has next level stuff as far as the plus fastball. He typically will close out ball games for them in the wins. So here he's just trying to hold the Cavs at bay to give his team an opportunity to fight in the bottom of the ninth.
Big cut, and he'll strike out. Cavaliers got him trying to give it all to the ball. He'll head back to the dugout with two away.
Yeah, that was his second strikeout for Gorgie here in the ninth inning. I'll bring up Hyder Morelos. He singled back in the third, and he's flown out to center twice and also flew out to right field. Switch hitting shortstop, hit from the left side facing the right-handed pitcher.
St. Andrews Knights began competing in the Conference Carolinas in 1988. 6 players drafted in program history. They've been great the last 25 years. Long-time collegiate baseball program and the last active team for SAU as the school is closing. They are fighting in their final game ever to escape and move on and play one more game. And I can't tell you how impressed I am that Coach is paying for the team to be here.
Yeah, leadership with the capital L. Definitely giving his seniors one last opportunity to compete.
It's really cool. 2 away, 1-1. Ball 2.
Morelos, if he's able to reach me, Justin Austin. Again, St. Andrews dropped a 3-2 contest last night. Trailing this one 2-0. So definitely Knights from Laurinburg traveled up to Kingsport. They've come to battle.
Big delivery. Third ball. 2 away. 1
in this situation, you gave 3 balls and a strike. Morelos can look for one pitch, one spot. If it's not there, let it go.
Wines delivers, bang, this one flies over the top up into the parking lot. 16 varsity athletic programs compete for St. Andrews and the Knights. Of course, baseball, basketball, football, golf, lacrosse, soccer, volleyball, wrestling. We've got women's basketball, beach volleyball, lacrosse, soccer, softball, co-ed sports, competitive cheer, esports. All of those athletes, many of them that are underclassmen, will be looking for a home. So if you're a coach, athletic director, a conference, now is a great time to reach out, get involved, and see if you can't help them find somewhere to land. 3-1. Banger is floated off foul, so that'll be strike 2 and fill our count with 2 away as the Cavaliers are looking at their last chance to add an insurance run.
Ether, the runner at first base. Beber will play behind him, 3-2, 2 outs. He's going to be moving on the pitch. So if a ball in the gap, look for him and have the ability to score.
The payoff pitch. Got a hold of it. Driven across, controlled, and that retires the side. And so St. Andrews and the Knights will have one final chance to keep their program alive in Kingsport, Tennessee. We'll see if they can move on in the 2025 AAC Baseball Tournament when we return. 2-0, Montreat Cavs.
Stay connected with Visit Kingsport and the Southeast Sports Network all season long. Follow along on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X for the latest updates, highlights, and exclusive content. Don't miss a moment. Visit their websites and get connected today.
About to get back underway from Hunter Wright Stadium. On the other side of town, they're deadlocked, 2 runs apiece in the top of the 8th inning between Reinhardt and Johnson. That is a barn burner. As is this, 2-0.
Yeah, Ron Hendrickson Day is going to be done for Montreat in an elimination game. 8 innings pitched, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, 6 flyouts, 11 groundouts, 99 total pitches, 68 strikes. The lefty come to play today. He'll hand the baseball over to Hunter Rast to see if he can close things out. You talked about St. Andrews. They have one last crack at it. It's the top part of their lineup. Morello, Santucci, and Wilson looking to try to extend this ball game. They need 2 runs to tie, 3 runs to win.
Gabriel Schrei, Gary Justice, it's all come down to this for these 2 programs. An elimination game, the loser, one of them much higher stakes than the other, obviously. Strike 1 delivered.
And Murillo 2 for 3 on the afternoon. He singled in the first. He also singled in the 6th. Again, he's a walking double. If he gets on first, the likelihood of still in second is very high.
0-1 goes low and evens are counted 1. So St. Andrews, to keep the baseball team alive and keep the name of the Knights alive for even just 1 more inning, needs to score a pair of runs. It's the bottom of the 9th in the 2025 AAC baseball tournament. The delivery popped up. He's in trouble. Center field. It could be controlled, and this one is perfectly gloved by the center fielder of the Cavaliers, Marquise. He gets under it, and it's 1 away.
Yeah, excellent job. Communication between the shortstop and the center fielder led to the first out of the inning. I'll bring up Caden Santucci, the center fielder himself. He's bounced into a double play and also bounced out 6-3. Getting that first out of the inning is huge.
Has to step off. Santucci with 1 away, takes ball 1.
You know, off air, Gabe, where the cameraman, Jeff Hubbard, had a question about what's in the back pocket of the hitters.
What is in the back pocket?
You'll see Santucci. You can't really see him from that camera angle, but it's sliding gloves now. They've been so many players would slide head first and have their hands out, and they'll be ended with broken fingers. So now they're allowed to wear a protective glove.
2-0. This one rolls through to the backstop. Look out.
You have ankle guards, which Santucci has one on his left ankle. You have the sliding glove. You have the elbow pads. You know, now also with the velocity, these guys throw the baseball.
3-0 delivery. Strike 1 just paints the corner.
Be Santucci, then Aiden Wilson, then Josh Zambito.
Bottom of the 9th, 3-1. Got a hold of that, goes foul, and so now the count full for Santucci and the St. Andrews Knights.
Yeah, nice job of Rast to come back. He was down 3 balls, no strikes to Santucci. Pounded the zone for strike 1 and went right back in there for strike 2. Santucci fouls it off. Good battle between hitter and pitcher.
Payoff pitch. He'll be walked. And I think St. Andrews has to be very happy with that result.
Well, also, this is the first free pass issued. First free pass issued by Cavaliers pitching this afternoon. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Aiden Wilson. He struck out in the first, bounced out 6-3 in the 4th, flew out to center in the 7th. So you got the tying run at the plate.
He would force an extra inning of baseball at least for the St. Andrews Knights program. And it skeeters past the 6 into the outfield as we've got 2 on board and 1 in scoring position for SAU.
Now that changes everything. So this will be Eric Cantu who will hit. He bounced out 4-3 his first time. Now the winning run is at the plate.
Cantu, the righty, represents a program extending run standing at the plate. He could keep the Knights alive an extra game, an extra day for St. Andrews University baseball. Ball one with 2 on board, the lead runner in scoring position. It's the bottom of the 9th with 1 away in Kingsport, Tennessee. College baseball on the Southeast Sports Network, as this is outside of the zone as well for a second ball. The pressure does not get higher than this for a college athlete. I just can't even imagine.
Hunter Rice starting to find his mechanics a little bit. He's falling off to the first base side of the rubber.
Big delivery, and now a third ball. Will they walk him? Hamby is on the circle, the second baseman, and he's 0 for 3 today.
Rice will get his sign from Davis here. Let's see if he can pick his leg straight up and go straight to the plate.
3-0. He'll walk him. The bases are loaded. The game-winning run standing on the bag at 1. The lead runner in prime scoring position at 3. St. Andrews with 1 away is looking to score 3 and extend the life of their program into Thursday. Welcome if you're just joining us. The dramatic conclusion underway between St. Andrews and Montreat. If St. Andrews can't pull out the bottom of this 9th inning, it's the end of their baseball program and really athletics for the St. Andrews Knights. This is the last team alive.
So Murillo led off this inning for the Knights. He flew out to center field. Santucci walked. Wilson singled. And then Aaron Cateau, he walked, so got bases loaded. I think you're going to have a courtesy runner. Alfredo Jimenez Jr. will run. And he's going to run for Cantu at first base, which makes sense because if Jimenez Jr. at first base, if he scores, the ball game's over. He's second on the team in stolen bases. He's demonstrated the ability to be very, very quick, good base runner. As you talked about, Garrett Hamby, the second baseman, will hit. Let's see if Hunter Rice will be able to find the strike zone early in this at-bat.
With the bases loaded, Hamby knocks this out. Strike 1. Bottom of the 9th, 1 away, bases loaded. St. Andrews Knights, the program on the line. No pressure higher than this. I've never seen anything like it in person. It's 10 times more dramatic than a promotion and relegation matchup. It's like Birmingham Southern all over again from last year.
Yeah, you talk about program. It's also just for the school, right? It's the university. This is the last competitive team for the Knights.
Count even at 1. Goes after it. It rolls into the backstop. Strike 2. Hamby. The crest of the Knights on the line with a count of 1-2 and 1 away. The base is loaded. St. Andrews will forever be a memory if they can't win this game. Banger! Floated left side, looking to retire a second runner in left field. He gets under it, and the center fielder controls it. Tagged up, coming home. This run will score for St. Andrews University, so they get 1 on the board as he sack flies to left field.
Well, let's talk about Zeb Marquis, who comes from dead center field almost all the way over to left to make that play. That baseball well hit left field, deep enough in order to get the run. Closes the gap 2-1. Down to the last out, and has Bryson Beber, the first baseman, 1 for 3 on the afternoon.
Wilson is standing in scoring position at 2. A check-in with him, and he's able to get back in time.
So that's a balk. And
that is a balk.
The reason why it's a balk is the throw has to be to the bag. You can't just turn around and throw it to anybody. The second baseman was in position. The pitcher turned. It was at second base, so he just took it to the second baseman, and both runners advanced to second and third.
So Wilson is in prime scoring position as this is choppered foul to the left. 2 away, 1 strike in a 1-run game.
And the winning run moves up 90 feet closer. Alfredo Jimenez at second base. That's a huge play.
He is in scoring position. Choppered foul again to the left, strike 2. And so now 1 strike away from closing the door. Rast could end the St. Andrews Knights here.
Look, all the St. Andrews players on the bench is cheering on their teammates.
0-2. Got a hold of this, fouls off. St. Andrews exist for another pitch.
And also this, we talk about the program, the school coming to close. Montreat's trying to save their season as well, right? This is an elimination game in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. You talked about the tension and what's at stake for both these teams. Fun baseball game.
0-2. Held off, and they'll say that he's going to stay alive. That's ball 1 just under the strike zone.
That would have been a tough call for a first base umpire to say, yeah, he went around on that one. But I think it's the right call by the umpire. The crew's done a good job all week long.
1-2. Fouled off. St. Andrews and the Knights staying alive for another pitch. 2 away, 2 in scoring position. The winning run is Jimenez standing at second base.
And he knows how to pick him up and put him down. So the ball gets to the outfield. This ball game is over.
1-2. Big cut. And the Montreat Cavaliers avoid elimination. They advance in the 2025 AAC Baseball Tournament with a victory over the St. Andrews Knights on day 2 in Kingsport, Tennessee from Hunter Wright Stadium. Gary, the St. Andrews Knights fight to the absolute bitter end. They put it all on the line, and their program comes to a close of that loss, 2-1. And that's hard to see. Congratulations to the Knights for punching their ticket to the tournament, fighting right down to the wire, and being a great example. That's what sports is all about. Never giving up, never giving in, and never quitting. It's tough to say goodbye to the Knights.
You talked about they come to compete. They got beat 3-2, 2-1. That's 2 really good ball games, and they put it on the line. But for the Montreat Cavaliers, Ron Hendrickson was the story today. 8 strong innings, 8 shutout innings. Pitched his team to be able to advance to the next round of the Appalachian Athletic Conference. But congratulations, St. Andrews Knights, and our hearts are out to you. Definitely played entertaining some baseball this week, and lost for words.
Lost for words about sums it up. Congratulations to the Montreat Cavaliers. We will see you tomorrow. St. Andrews and the Knights, please do reach out if there's anything we can do to help at SCSN. Tag us in your highlight film as you're looking for a new school. We will happily repost it and connect you with anyone that we can. For my good partner and friend, Gary Justice, for the Knights for the final time, and for the Montreat Cavaliers, as well as all the fans, I'm Gabriel Schrei saying so long from Kingsport, Tennessee. Your final score is 2-1. The Montreat Cavaliers advance in the tournament. This broadcast and production is copyright material of the Southeast Sports Network and Schrei Media. All games and events airing on our networks are broadcast live and are archived inside of the app or platform where you viewed them and available for replay.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Schrei Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Schrei Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.